And the title of his speech is The Bucket List. The Bucket List, Michael Dangerfield.
In 2007, there was a movie called The Bucket List. And the premise is pretty simple. We're all going to kick the bucket. We're all going to die. So live out your life and dreams and desires and accomplish them. And I kept kind of my own mental bucket list, but I had one big item that I kept putting off because it was more complicated and harder to do. And I thought, I have time. Maybe I don't. January 6th, this year, I'm supposed to be here. It's Friday. I'm supposed to be here in Toastmasters, and I am walking to the emergency room in Encinitas Hospital. And I say, I have heart issues. They don't mess around. They put me into an examination room, and I was on a heart monitor, and your heart monitor should look like this. And mine looked like this. And even the technician who had seen hundreds of this went, wow. I said, not good. And he says, no, not good. Saturday, it's 12 o'clock. I am on an operating table with heavy-duty straps, okay? Got all sorts of IVs. I got anesthesia into me, and they're getting ready to do a transverse wave because I have arterial fibrillation. That's a polite way of saying, they're going to shoot a lightning bolt across my heart. Really. That's why they strap you down and take you total zero and anesthetize you. And I talked to the doctor right before. He says, is this dangerous? He says, nah. He says 99% live, 1% die. You ready? Yeah. Okay. Well, I survived. When I got out, one of the very first things I did is I called up Bill. And I says, Bill, I'm ready. Let's do this. And he says, yeah, probably take a week to 2 weeks. Let's schedule. Let's expand that on out. Who's Bill? And what am I talking about here? Bill has been a friend of mine since 1977. We lived in Western Colorado, Grand Junction. And now he lives with his wife in Sedona, Arizona. And we have had a standing invite to come out and for me to fly in his airplane, and then he would teach me how to fly. That's the desire, folks. That's what I wanted to do. Learn actually to be in an airplane and fly it. September 20th, I'm there for 2 weeks. We're pulling the plane out of the hangar. The previous day, we did all the maintenance on it to make sure it's in tip-top shape. He has what is called an experimental airplane. Looks like a Cessna, only lighter, smaller. But it's a full airplane, 2 seats, 2 dual controls. We get on in, and he has a very special app on his iPad where you can actually see every other airplane, wind conditions, the ground conditions, everything around you. Because when we're taking off from the Sedona airport, guess what? It doesn't have a control tower. So you have to be on, and we're both wearing very advanced headsets with mics to call everybody. You're going to do your call so they'll know that you're taking off. Okay, so we go through a 40-point checklist. Everything's fine. Taxi on out. He does his call signal. And then we go down the runway. 50 miles an hour, lift off. And then we're going in a bank to the west. Now, you have to understand Sedona. It is one of the most beautiful spots in the United States because of the uniqueness of the geography there. And so essentially everything to the south is big wide valleys with different rock formations and formations. And then to the north is this amazing, stupendous set of canyons. I would be flying in the valleys. So we get on out, we're going to Cottonwood, and Bill turns over the controls to me. First time. Oh, I'm excited. How do you fly an airplane? There's essentially 3 controls on his airplane. What you do is that you have a push-pull for your throttle. You set your RPM for your cruise speeds, which we're doing roughly 70, 80 miles an hour. Then you have 2 pedals with your feet, and they act just like your steering wheel. This is yaw in a plane. This is how you turn direction when you're going flat. Then, of course, you back into World War I as a fighter pilot with a joystick between your knees, right? You push it forward. This is pitch. You go down, pull it back, you go up. And then what makes it the most fun in the world? You get to roll the airplane. You do a banking. And the only way to do this is in an airplane. It is fantastic. It is awesome. And I was having so much fun. Now, that's the easy part. You're always looking at the controls, you're listening to the monitor, and in an airplane, you're especially Bills, it's very lightweight plane. You're aware of the air, and you can be bounced around. That's why we always would leave in the morning. Well, we come on back, and we're getting ready to land, and we go through the whole landing procedures. And I learned how to, you just basically go right below stall or right above stall, and then you hit the ground. We flew for every third day for 2 weeks, last flight. Okay. And we're out there and way out east. And there's the plains. He calls it the African safari out there. And this is where the herds of elk are at. And I am having something happen to me that I just was in this attitude of gratitude. This is grace that I'm here. You know, medical marvel that they can actually kind of blow your heart apart and put it back together. And you're living and you're okay. The other one is to be with a friend, somebody that you enjoy in your life, that means so much to you. And he would take the time to teach you how to do something your last desire. And that's the other most important part. I felt that desire, and I've had this desire since I was a little kid, and just kept reasons I can't talk about here that I couldn't fly, but now I did. And it was just like this coming out of me, this being empty of all desires or fulfilled with desires that you don't have to do them anymore. And I was so free. I don't have to do anything else. I can live every day as a day of life, love, and joy. No worries. And that, my friends, is how you finish up the bucket list. Thank you.